Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk to you about trolling motor props. It's actually something that most people don't really pay attention to, but I go around the boat ramps and I can see where people have ran their trolling motor in the mud or in the rocks or wood or whatever it might be, going to retrieve a bait or getting super shallow for those springtime fish. But if you look at your prop and it has dings and it has chips out of it and it's roughed up, that's actually reducing your efficiency for your trolling motor and straining your batteries. You can get more power out of a prop that's in better shape than one that's all dinged up. So longer lasting batteries, more power, the list goes on about the benefits of that. And actually it's a little quieter underneath the water if you go underneath. And if you were to hear the prop difference, it can distort the sound, and it can make a difference there too. I mean, if you believe that type of stuff, but overall, it's just about being more efficient with your boat and having everything tip-top shape when you go out on the water, maximizing your time. So what I have today here is I have a couple different props. These are motor guides, and they fit all of the 36 volt and 24 volt Tour digital, but I think most of theirs are pretty standard anyway. But this is what I have on hand. So I'm going to show you what a bad prop looks like that's been put through the ringer. So here is, you can see right there, you can see it's basically a folded blade, and see the chunks out of it right in here. That is not good. You can see where it's almost squared on top. That definitely hit some pretty bad rocks. And there's some scrapes and scars. So this is actually what they call a glass filled. I like those better than, they come in plastic, glass filled, and aluminum. And I really like that glass filled because I feel like it has a little more durability when it hits the rocks and wood or any type of structure that, and cover, whatever you might run your trolling motor into. So when you get up on that drop or anything, if you're hitting it all the time, the aluminum doesn't have as much give, so it hurts your trolling motor a little bit more, and the kind of recoils into it. And it's also not as good around rocks. But weeds, you definitely want to go to an aluminum prop. That metal one that the Motor Guide makes, definitely more efficient in that regard, or soft bottom. But most of the lakes that I fish are highland lakes, and you're talking rock and wood. So plastic just seems, it seems to me like I don't get as much speed because it has a lot of flex in the prop. So when I flip it on high bypass and I'm trying to go down to the next piece of cover or whatever it might be, or next spawning fish, or looking for them, I don't feel like I get as much thrust. And I actually have on two brand new props, a glass filled and a plastic. I've tested it, same boat, same conditions, same bay, no wind, and the glass filled is actually a faster prop. And I think it's just because it's a little more sturdy and it doesn't have as much give. So when it's rotating super fast when you're on that high, I think that that actually helps and gets you a little more speed. But like I said, I like the glass, and the other reason why I like the glass is the durability and the ability to fix it. So I'm going to show you what I do here. I've got two props here. This one isn't as bad. So you can see that right here, these burrs right here. So two things that I'll use to fix these props. The first one being just a file. And it doesn't really matter how they're, you just don't want a super aggressive file, but don't overthink it. Just grab a file and take it to it, and you should be able to see some results with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start on here. And I'm going to just go down the prop. So you can see that I'm going down the prop. I'm working with it. Okay? Here's the blade, and I'm working with the prop. So I'm going to do that, and you can see where it is flattened up. I'm going to make that circular again. Now, here's a little trick that is come in handy. I take like a 60, like a coarse 60 grit sandpaper, and I can actually go back and fine tune what I just did with the file. That adds it a little bit, you know, makes it a little bit better finish on it. And you don't have to get super aggressive here, guys. But this is really, this is just a finishing piece here. So here's the final result. You can see how long that took. You can see that it is actually scraped up, but at the end of the day, guys, you're really not wanting something that's perfect and looks perfect. You want something that's efficient. So you can see that the blade itself is back intact. Looks like it came out of the pack. And what else it did is it took out any of those burrs that were along that line. So what you have is a prop that looks brand new. These props range anywhere from $35 to $50. So running out and buying new ones a couple times a year is just not you know, a great idea. Or you can if you got that type of money. But to save money, guys, take a file, take some sandpaper, and just work down that edge. And really, you just want to make that smooth it back out. And again, if you get a little bit of that sandpaper, that coarse on there, don't worry about that on the front of the blade. What you're most focused about is, you need to worry about is that leading edge. That's where you get your speed, that's where you get your efficiency, and that's where the power comes from.